So go ahead and just hold a straight arm plank to get started. And what I want you to focus on here is shoulders over the hands, belly button in tight. Planks seem to bug my back a little bit, so I like to put the booty up. I'm still dealing with some lower back stuff with the postpartum issues from this one. So I lift my booty up a little bit higher so that I can really lean my shoulder over the hands. And that's a really good goal versus kind of sitting back this way. Now we can get more into that upper body. So belly button in real tight, rib cage down, and squeeze that booty. So ideally, your booty would be a little bit lower here. A lot of times I'll hold there for as long as I can. And then I'll raise the booty when I need to. So what I want you to do just to start, just get into those wrists a little bit. Let's go circles one way. And then you'll go about 10 of those or so. And then you'll go circles the other way. This one's challenging you right now. After you get 10 circles in each direction, I want you to stay here. If you can, you just rest when you need to. Go down into like a child's pose. Give yourself like 15 or so seconds, and then try to immediately go into the next exercise. So the next one, you're gonna go high knee, trying to bring it right to that elbow as high as you can. So you're gonna bring that elbow to that knee a little bit also by bending that elbow and bringing that knee up. You can touch the toe. It's a little bit tough to see, but if you see here, see how I'm tapping the toe. Ideally try to keep it lifted if you can. And you go about a minute here, or like 10 per side would be a good goal. And then you're gonna go down to the elbows. So from the elbows, same idea. You're gonna bring the knees to that elbow best you can. I find it's way harder from the elbows because again, you're lower, so you gotta really lift that leg up, and like to the side will help. Same idea there, about 10 per side. At any time, take a little breather there. And so then we're gonna go, I like doing bent leg, and then there's also straight leg. And if it's getting to be too much to do all of this, you can decrease the reps to like 5 per side. So the other one I like to do is legs really straight. I flex that foot, lifting the heel only as high as my hip. So see, I'm not going beyond, which is gonna cause a little bit of arching in that back. So leg straight, and then the other, same thing. Ooh, looking for about 10 per side here. And as you can see with crawling around with this one, ooh, it'll give you a lot of upper body, shoulder, and even working like the triceps there, that kind of strength. So I do a lot of this kind of stuff with her. I'll do what's called like a bear crawl, and I'll bear crawl around with her, just messing around. Oh, I'm sorry. Come here. And I'll do backwards bear crawl. If you can see even here, I'm bringing her back towards me. So you find you gotta crawl around with the kids or the dog. It's an awesome workout, and I've noticed that's helped my core, especially rehabbing from the pregnancy. It's helped it a ton. Okay, so those goes into our planks. So then the other thing I like to do is some side planks. You definitely want to hit the side if you can. If it bugs the shoulder, then don't do it. A mistake that people will make on side planks is they let the elbow go really out far. Try to get the elbow right under your shoulder and then lift. And you might need to go like to the knee, and that's fine. Otherwise, lift that hip up as high as you can, keeping that shoulder over the elbow. A really good goal here is about 30 seconds per side. And if you have to like rest at 10 or 15 and do like 2 sets of 15 or 3 sets of 10 per side, that'd be a good goal. Just trying to hit both sides best you can. You want to grab her for a little bit for me? I'm assuming all of you at home are dealing with the same thing. Maybe not a baby, but little ones. Go to dad. Go to dad. There we go. And so then if you haven't got the other side yet, let's get that other side. So we're nice and even. Same thing like I said, you can go knee if you need to. Really try to lift this hip up. Squeeze this shoulder blade down and back. And say nice and tight. So after about 30 seconds per side, the next exercise I'm gonna have you do is you're gonna twist. Now this top leg I like to put in front of the bottom so I have more stable so that I can really twist to almost like a full plank or like a flatter plank with my shoulders. And then here. And I do them nice and slow. These are tough, and again, like I said, if it bugs the shoulder, just don't do this one. or you could even do it from the knee and just work on that twisting. And I'd work to about 8 to 10 per side. And we always want to be even, so definitely make sure you get that other side. Really twist, keeping that belly button in the whole time. And like I say, squeeze that shoulder blade down and back. Keep this arm tight. The other option too is to prop, like incline yourself up against gravity on like a couch or something like that. And just to modify your weight against gravity. So that's the plank portion. I also like to get some lower back and upper back type stuff, and that's gonna always be your Superman holds. So on this one, you're gonna be laying on your tummy. I want you to put your hands on your head, squeeze your booty, and extend your quad. See how my knees lift up when I extend, and I haven't even lifted my feet yet? So that I don't bend the leg and lift. Really tight, and just lift a little bit up and down. See how I'm barely lifting? Especially for me with the postpartum, my extension ability is not great anymore, so I have to really be careful on this one, I find. If I'm careful and I do it correctly, then it's good for my back. Doing it incorrectly or going like far beyond where you can extend can be an issue. So just go about 10 to 20. I like 20. I also like to not touch my toes. I try to hover and then lift. If you can see, I'll move up a little bit. Hover, lift. Again, keep only lifting as high as you can without bending that leg. So really squeeze your quad. I like to point my toes versus flex, so then I'm able to have a little space there. And then the next exercise, keep feet down, arms straight. Start in a good T position. Lock out your elbow so your elbow doesn't bend. So you gotta feel that tricep squeezing and go as narrow as you can. And we're gonna lift and pulse. And see how I hover above the ground, then I lift. I hover, then I lift. Same thing here, about 20. Going as narrow as you can without bending the elbow. And then you actually ideally want to keep that head down. Some people do this. The thing about the chin up is if I'm mimicking, if I were standing, I'd be looking like that. So we want to keep head up and chin in. So we keep that neck in line and keep that neck nice and safe. We'll go about 10 to 20 of these. Rest when you need to. If it's too tough to keep the arms straight, then just again go to that T position you can lift. And then what I like to do is just a full-on Superman hold for about a minute or so, going as narrow as I can, focusing on not lifting high, but reaching as high as I can. So I mimic that if someone was like pulling me this way and then pulling me that way against my feet, hold there about a